when Israel was doing their separation barrier in the West Bank, they said, well, it's just going to be temporary. Don't worry. I know it's not on the 1967 borders, but this is not part of the negotiations. We're not trying to do a land grab, because they was actually taking 10% of the West Bank and putting it on Israel's side of the separation barrier, this giant wall, right? So don't worry. It's not going to affect negotiations. Israeli envoy Yitzhak Malcho just told his Palestinian counterpart, Israel wants to keep East Jerusalem and all the land that is on their side of the separation barrier. Of course they do. They're like, yeah, now it's part of the negotiation. Hey, but look, Benjamin Netanyahu didn't want to negotiate at all. But are we not merciful? We're now thinking about keeping all of Jerusalem and 10% of the West Bank. So isn't that a great offer? No, that's not a great offer. That's a terrible offer, right? But they're like, but we have kind of maybe hinted that we might make an offer that you find deplorable. But hey, are we not so reasonable? No, you're not reasonable. And by the way, like, nobody really I mean, maybe some people in America pretended to buy it, but of course you were going to try to keep all the land on the other side of the separation barrier. We knew it all along, and of course, many years later, now they admit it. So this does not help Israel. This does not help the Palestinians, obviously. It doesn't help the peace movement, and it doesn't help the world, because I mean, look, 10% of the West Bank is one thing, and it's disastrous. It cuts off so many Palestinians' towns, sometimes right in the middle of the village, sometimes right in the middle of someone's property, their land, the land that they used to farm and get income from. They're like, sad day for you. We built a wall right in the middle of it. What are you going to do? And there have been protests that the world does not cover at that wall, and they have not been violent. They would go in and they would sing at the wall. Some people even played violin at the wall. They've tried every kind of protest you can imagine at the wall, and the world has not listened. And so now Israel goes, well, look, the U.S. didn't do anything. The world didn't do anything. I guess we can just grab that land. Now, that's terrible as it is, but you try to keep all of Jerusalem. Look, I don't give a damn about Jerusalem. I think Jerusalem is not a holy city. I think it's a damned city. All the religions fight over it. They cause endless wars. They want to blow up the world over this chunk of land that isn't even that pretty or interesting. Okay, like, oh my God, my Yahweh says he comes from Jerusalem. No, my Allah says he wants Jerusalem. And they fight and kill, so many people over the years, and there's still a problem. So if it was up to me, I'd blast Jerusalem off into the moon and let Gingrich colonize it, okay? But these guys, they're so obsessed with Jerusalem. You think the Palestinians are just going to go, oh, yeah, no big deal. Go ahead, take Jerusalem. It's basically the Israelis saying, you're not going to get any peace. We're going to keep all the land, and you're going to like it. Well, they're not going to like it, and you're going to have more war. And you're going to hurt your own people and the people of the whole world. It's a terrible idea. At least they're a little bit more clear about it now, about their intentions, which we suspected all along.